This is my first video on dynamic programming, and the question in front of us is a jump game. It is present on the LeetCode website, and it is present in the medium or the intermediate category. There are three categories: the easy, medium, and hard. So let's see how to solve it. Okay, so the question is simple. You are given an array which can contain 0 or positive numbers, and you start at the first index and you have to end at the last index. For doing that, you can perform a series of jumps, and the maximum length of jump is given by the element that is present at the particular index. Okay, so for example, let's see this 23114. Okay, so I need to draw it, so bear with me because I am not good at this, as you can see, but I'll try my best, okay, to draw it. So we've got an array and I'm trying to draw it as fast as I can. 2 3 1 1 and 4. Okay, so what this means, what the jump length means, is that we start from the first index, so it's 2, the value is 2, so we can jump a maximum of 2, that is we can go to this position, okay, here, or we can go to this position also, because that is the maximum distance we can jump. Obviously we can jump a smaller distance. Okay, so and so the options that are available is we can go from 2 to 3 and then from 3 to 4 directly, that's why the condition is satisfied, or we can go from 2 to 1, then 1 to 1, and then from 1 to 4. That's the other way to do it. Okay, now if there was a 0 present, let this element be 2. Okay, so consider this as a 2, not a 3. Okay, and let this be a 0. If that were the case, then there is no way to reach the end, because if we are at this position, then the maximum we can go is this position, and this is 0, so we will be stuck here. And similarly, if we get to this position either from the index 0 or from the index 1, this is index 0, this is index 1, so if we reach this position, that is index 2, then the next only possible move is to reach the 0, and once we reach a 0, we are stuck at the position, and so we cannot reach the end. But if this were to be a 1 and this were to be a 0, then we can reach the end by making a jump from here to here. Okay, this one, and then making a jump of length 2 from here to here, this one. Okay, and then a jump of 1 from here to here. So in 3 steps I should change the color so that it is visible. So this is yellow path, will take us to our destination. Okay, so that way we can reach the end. But if we try to move, let me change the color to, I don't know which color it is. If we try to move the longest distance, that is jump max distance of 2 from the starting point, then we'll be stuck at a 0 and we'll never reach the end. Okay, so one way, the brute force way to do this is go through all the possibilities. Okay, like we jump to this also, we jump to this also, and for this we consider all possibilities again, and so it will be a recursive program, and it will have a very high time complexity. It will not be an efficient program. The logic seems simple, but when we will see the dynamic programming approach, and we see the program that we write from it, that one will seem simpler to you. Okay, so and it will have a much better time complexity. So let's see how to do that. The second example is a similar one. It's a dead end example, so let's just ignore that for now. Okay, so now what to do. See, the most important thing about dynamic programming is okay, so I'm going to talk about dynamic programming a bit here, and if you know that already and if you are interested only in the question, then please jump ahead where I explain the question. So okay, so let's talk about dynamic programming. So dynamic programming, a problem can be solved using dynamic programming if it satisfies two criteria. Okay, the first one is that it should have optimal substructure, and the second is it should have a overlapping subproblems. Okay, these terms don't get baffled by the terms. What they mean is quite simple. Like if you can reduce the problem into sub problems, and the sub problems are also of the same nature as the original problem, then you can apply dynamic programming. Okay, and the second condition says that if you optimize the sub problem, then the original problem also gets optimized. Okay, and basically if you can't if you see a problem and you can't figure out whether you can apply dynamic programming to it or not, then what you can do is, basically if a program can be solved using recursion, then there is a chance that it can be solved using dynamic programming in a much more efficient way. So but yeah, you'll have to figure it out. You'll have to understand the two terms, optimal substructure and overlapping subproblems. You can read about that online. So that's basically it. Okay, so now let's move on to the question and see how we apply sub problems to solve this problem. Okay, so what we are going to do, let's consider a box. I'll have to draw it again, so you'll have to be patient again. So we have our array here. Okay, and I'm not going to write any elements, or I might write some elements. It doesn't matter, the elements don't matter. Okay, so this is our target. Okay, this is our target here, and the starting point is this one, so we have to start from here. Now one important thing, when you are trying to solve a problem using dynamic programming, then in many cases if you go in the bottom up approach, then it will be much easier to reach the solution. And might not be applicable for every case, but in many cases that's how it works. So instead of starting from the start point, start from the end point, and there's a high chance that the solution will be easier, much easier. So let's see how to do that. There's no definite way of solving a problem using dynamic programming. You just have to invent it every time you see a problem. So let's see how to tackle this one. So this is our target. Okay, now let's assume that our array consists of only two elements, that is our array is this long. Okay, so our starting point is this one. Okay, so if I start from here, can I reach this point? So it depends on the value. If it is not 0, then obviously I can reach this point. Okay, so in that case what happens if I can reach this point somehow, if the rest of the array is considered, if I can reach this point somehow, then I know that I can reach the end point. Okay, so now let's add this the third last element also to the array. Okay, so assuming that I could reach the end from the second last, in that case I just need to know that can I reach the second last from this point. Okay, I don't have to worry about the last one, I just have to worry about the second last. Okay, so if I can reach the last from this position, then obviously I can reach the second last, because we are talking about the maximum jump length. So if you can jump a distance of 3, then obviously you can jump a distance of 2, right? So we don't have to worry about that. So we need to worry about this, so minimum one, the closest one. Okay, so if we can get to this point from here, then obviously we can get to the end point from here. Okay, so what this shows us is that we can shift the target, the goal, from this to this. Okay, and similarly if we can't do this, if assume that this is not possible, I think the yellow color will not be so visible. Okay, so let's go green. Green means that this can't be done, so there is a 0 here. So if there is a 0, don't confuse this is not a 0. Okay, so if this is a 0, so we can't get from here to here. In that case, what happens is that our target remains at this point. Okay, original target was the end point. Now the second last point, we can reach the last point from the second last point, so our new target is the second last point. Okay, similar, but we can't reach the second last from the third last, so this is the target is not updated and the target still remains this point. Okay, so now the array will include this box also. Now we'll consider, can we reach this can we reach the target is now this, can we reach the target from this point? If yes, then the target, now let the target be t, and my handwriting is bad, so our original target was this, now the target was updated to this because we can reach the last from here. Now the current target is this, so these were eliminated, these are no longer the targets. The current target is this point because we can reach the second last from here, and the second last can take us to the last point. Okay, so similarly we can go till we reach the first element. Okay, the starting point. Now one more thing before we see the code is that at some position, assume that the array is very long, and in competitive problems obviously the array is going to be long, it's not going to be easy. So what you have to do is assuming let's say we have a 4 here. Okay, okay, I can't write in there, so let's say we have a 4 here, so we can reach this position from starting point itself, so we don't have to consider all these two positions because they are just a waste of time. We know that we can reach from start, we can reach the latest target, the updated target, from the start point because it's 4 1 2 3. Actually we could reach this point also, but it was not the target, so we don't consider that. But as soon as the target comes in the range of the start variable of the first index, okay, we don't have to worry about the other points, we can just end the program there and say that yes, we can reach the end. Okay, so our output is going to be a boolean true or false. We don't have to count the number of steps, we don't have to find the optimized solution, the minimum number of steps, nothing like that. We just have to print true or false. That does make the problem really simple. And so now we'll see the solution. So here is the program. So if you understood what I was explaining, then this should be quite simple to you. So this is the target. The target, I set it to the end point. Now I should zoom it because many people will not be able to see it. So now I hope you can see it clearly. This is the function, this is the array nums. So the target initially is set to the last index, which is the length -1. Okay, now what we have to do is from the second last index we keep on going till the first index. Okay, and this condition here is what I talked about in the last part, but so let's ignore it for now. Okay, this is the entire program. It seems quite simple, and it is simple once if you understand, if you can break the problem into sub problems, then dynamic programming is really easy. The only tough part is breaking the problem into sub problems, and the rest part is really easy, and you'll see that in the rest of the videos. So here is the part. If the add the value, that is the max jump distance, okay, plus I, that is the current position. So like if I am at the index 3, then the maximum the maximum distance that I can jump is 2, then the range will be 3 plus 2, that is 5. I can reach maximum of index 5. Okay, I can't reach beyond that. So that is my range. Okay, so it is range is the maximum distance that I can jump and the current position that I am at. Okay, so that is the range my current range. Okay, and this is the target, and as we know, target is going to be updated every time we reach a position that can take us to the end position. Okay, so if we can reach if the target is within our range, okay, the target is within our range. Okay, let me get the drawing back. Now it's dirty. Okay, let's bring a wide screen. So here this the target was within range. Okay, the range was from here to here. This is our range. I can reach a max of this, but this was not the target because we could not reach this point. Okay, so as when the target gets inside the range, okay, it need not be equal to the range. It can be equal or less than. Okay, so once it is inside the range, once the target is inside the range, what we have to do is we can update the target. So the target to the current value, the current index is our new target. Okay, so let me bring the drawing back. So that's what happened. Let's clear it a bit. That's what happened here. Okay, so this value was reachable when we were here. Okay, so this value was reachable from here because let's assume that the range was the value here was 2. Okay, so sorry, the value here was 2, so we can reach this position, right? So in that case, what happens is that our targets gets updated to this point, and this point will be index 0, 1, 2 and 3. The index will be 3 and the value is 2. Okay, so I is equal to 3 and numsca I is equal to 2. So that's it. That's what happening here. The target is getting updated. Okay, as per if it is in the range or not. Okay, and okay, so this is what I talked about at the end of the diagram. So it is that once we get a target that we can reach from the starting index, we don't have to worry about the rest of the elements that are left in between, because if we can get to the target from the start element, then from the target we can reach the end. That we know because we have ensured that already. Okay, so this, if you don't write, the code will still work, but it will not be as efficient. Okay, and then we return target equal to 0. So what this does is that if the target is equal to 0, what happens here, if we get a position if the target comes to a position from the position to which we can reach from the starting point, okay, then we return a true, because we know that we can get to the end, because we can get to the target from the starting point, and we know that we can get to the end point from the target. Okay, so we can simply return true. If that does not happen, let's assume that the initial value or the value at the first element is 1. Okay, in that case it will go all the way to the first element, okay, and the for loop will end. And then what happens is that the target is equal to 0, so the target becomes 0. The target becomes 0 because because the updated target, the last target, will be the first index, and the first index is 0, so the target becomes 0. So if we can reduce our target from the last point to the first point, then we will return a true, or then we can say that we can reach the end. So I hope you understand it. It's quite simple, and please give your reviews. So that's all for this video.